Half of this story can be found in the police records. The other half belongs to the business section of a newspaper office. One afternoon, 2 weeks after millionaire Norcross was found murdered in his apartment by a burglar. The murderer, while casually strolling down Broadway, walked straight into Detective Barney Woods. "Is that you, Johnny Kernan?" asked Woods, who had been pretending not to notice people for years. "It sure is," replied Kernan cheerfully. "If it isn't Barney Woods, I can't believe it. What brings you out east? Did those scam letters finally make it out here?" "I've been in New York for a while now," said Woods. "I'm working as a detective for the city." "Well, well," Kernan said, smiling and patting Woods on the arm. "Good for you." "Let's go into Muller's," said Woods, pointing to a nearby cafe. "We can find a quiet table. I'd like to talk to you for a bit." It was just before 4 p.m. The busy crowds hadn't hit the streets yet, so they found a peaceful corner in the cafe. Kernan, dressed sharply and full of confidence, sat across from Woods, who wore a simple suit and had a pale, sandy mustache and squinting eyes. "What are you up to these days?" Woods asked. "You left St. Joe a year before I did. I haven't heard much about you since then." "I'm selling shares in a copper mine," Kernan replied. "I might even open an office here in the city. But look at you, New York detective. You always did have a talent for this kind of work. Didn't you join the police in St. Joe after I left?" "Yeah, for 6 months," said Woods. "Now let me ask you something, Johnny. I've been keeping track of your moves since that hotel robbery in Saratoga. You've never used a gun before. So why did you kill Norcross?" Kernan stared at the lemon slice in his drink for a moment, then looked up at Woods with a sly smile. "How did you figure it out, Barney?" he asked, clearly impressed. "I thought I'd done everything perfectly. Did I leave something behind?" Woods placed a small gold pencil on the table. It looked like a charm for a pocket watch. "This is the pencil I gave you for Christmas, back in St. Joe. I still have your old shaving mug. I found this under the rug in Norcross's room. Be careful what you say, Johnny. I've got you now. We used to be friends, but I have to do my job. You're going to the electric chair for Norcross." Kernan laughed. "My luck's still holding strong," he said. "Who'd have thought you'd be the one to catch me?" He slipped his hand into his coat, but Woods was quick. In a flash, the detective had a revolver pointed at him. "Relax, Barney," said Kernan, wrinkling his nose. "I'm not pulling a weapon. I was just checking something. There's a hole in my pocket, and that's probably how I lost the pencil. I must have put it there during the struggle. Now, put your gun away, and I'll explain why I had to shoot Norcross. The old fool chased me down the hallway, firing at me with his pistol. He was shooting at the buttons on my coat, so I had to stop him. His wife, though, was a gem. She stayed in bed and handed over her $12,000 diamond necklace without a word. But she begged me to leave her little gold ring with a tiny garnet. It was worth maybe $3. I guess she married Norcross for his money, but kept sentimental trinkets from an old flame. Altogether, I took 6 rings, 2 brooches, and a watch. About 15 grand in total. Not bad, huh? I warned you not to talk, said Woods. It's fine, Kernan replied. The stolen jewelry is in my suitcase at the hotel. And I'll tell you why I'm so open about this. Because I'm safe. You owe me $1,000, Barney. Even if you wanted to arrest me, you couldn't do it. I haven't forgotten, said Woods. You handed me 20 $50 bills without asking any questions. That money saved me from losing my home. My family would have been on the street if it weren't for you. And that's why you can't arrest me, Kernan said smugly. You're an honest man, Barney, and you'd never betray someone who helped you. Now let's forget all this. I'm leaving for the West tomorrow morning. I'll sell the Norcross jewelry out there. But tonight, let's enjoy ourselves. Drinks are on me. Kernan signaled the waiter, and soon they were enjoying drinks together. As the evening went on, Kernan began boasting about his crimes. He told Woods story after story of how he had fooled people and escaped justice. Woods, though used to criminals, began to feel disgusted by the man sitting across from him. You should stay out of sight for a while, Woods eventually said. The newspapers might dig into the Norcross case. There's been a lot of crime in the city lately. Kernan sneered. The newspapers? What a joke. They're useless. They send a bunch of clueless reporters to a crime scene, and those guys end up drinking beer and taking pictures of the bartender's daughter. They'll never catch me. Well, some papers do good work, Woods said. The Morning Mars, for instance, has solved cases when the police couldn't. Kernan smirked. I'll show you how much I care about newspapers, he said. He walked over to the telephone booth nearby, found the number for the Morning Mars, and called their office. Hello, is this the Morning Mars? He said. Get me the managing editor. Yes, I'm the man who killed Norcross. No, I'm not joking. I'm just calling to tell you that your paper is useless. You'll never catch me. What? You think I'm bluffing? Check this. Mrs. Norcross's nightgown has a button missing. I broke it when I took her garnet ring. How's that for proof? He hung up and returned to Woods, grinning. They're probably trying to trace my call right now, Kernan said. But it doesn't matter. Let's go enjoy the rest of the night. The two went out to dinner, saw a musical, and stayed out drinking until nearly dawn. By 3:30 a.m., they were sitting in a quiet cafe. Kernan was still bragging, but Woods was deep in thought. I wonder if it's possible, Woods muttered to himself. Suddenly, he signaled the waiter and asked for a copy of the Morning Mars. When the paper arrived, Woods flipped to the front page and began writing on a piece of paper with the gold pencil. "What are you writing?" Kernan asked. Woods handed him the note. It said, "The New York Morning Mars. Please pay the $1,000 reward to John Kernan for his arrest and conviction. Detective Barnard Woods." "I figured they'd offer a reward," Woods said. "Now, Johnny, it's time to go to the police station."